Matt Rule is a coach that turned around Temple within 3 years, then goes on to Baylor and does the same exact thing. In the NFL, many fans this year had some little hope that he could do the same thing with Baker, two guys with their backs against the wall, looking to change the narrative around their name, surrounding them. Ultimately, the Panthers are 1-4. And not only that, they've just done a terrible job the last 3 years. The quarterback room has been a constant carousel from Kyle Allen to PJ Walker and so many guys in between Lane and Baker Mayfield. BCAP, I know you're not very high in Matt Rule. You called him, I think, a fraudulent head coach, something along those lines. And Baker now is going to be out for some time. Sam Darnold is still on IR, and according to Rule last week, is nowhere close to returning. So for Carolina, what is next with no Baker?
Well, PJ Walker is going to get the start. I don't think any of us are going to – excuse me. I don't think any of us are going to sit here, or John Standing in his case, and say that we're surprised that Matt Rule, is been relieved of his duties. Nobody's surprised. I think the most surprising thing is that Ben McAdoo still has a job. And they fired the defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, which is a little insane because the defense has definitely not been the problem this season for the Panthers. The defense has actually played very, very well, which I said that they were going to before the season started. I do want to correct you, John, when you first stated off that there were some people that believed Matt Rule could help elevate this team with Baker coming in. Nobody thought that. Nobody and their grandmother thought that. The only people that thought that there was going to be provided a spark was because Baker was coming in to the Carolina Panthers. Matt Rule has been an absolute disappointment. He's a college head coach. He'll probably get a job offer in the next, month or so or a couple weeks from a high-level college, and he'll have a job in no time. But in terms of the Panthers going forward, Baker's going to be out a couple weeks due to a high ankle sprain. Again, he showed his toughness, and he played the whole second quarter on that, even with that ferocious defensive line from the 49ers and that terrible Panthers O-line. But yeah, they're going to go along with PJ Walker. I don't really see any more success for PJ Walker. What the hell is he going to do? He can move a little bit more than Baker can, but that's not going to really provide you that much. The Panthers are going to be what they are right now. It's not a very good team. Who do they play next week? They got a tough-ass matchup.
Should they trade Christian McCaffrey if they can get a second or third round, let's say a good third round pick, so midday two? The reports are that the Bills are very interested in him on other teams, but according to Tom Pelissero, they're not interested. I would look to move CMC right now, given the money he's going to be getting paid, and it's a running back. It's not going to last very long in the NFL.
I wouldn't trade him for a second or third rounder. I'm going for a first rounder. I'm treating Christian McCaffrey like a Davante Adams. This guy can catch the ball and run the ball in the backfield. We've seen him at his absolute height. He's a 1,000 guy. So I'm not trading him unless it's a first round pick. Other than that, he's going to stay on that team, and he's going to provide, ticket sales. People are going to come to watch Christian McCaffrey play football. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to trade him unless I'm getting the highest value for it.
But that's the thing. I can't compare this guy to Davante Adams because Davante Adams is on the field.
Christian McCaffrey,
the best ability is availability, and we can't. He hasn't had the greatest track record of staying on the field. And I know this not just from just watching the games. I had him on my fantasy team, so I felt the impact too. But you can't value this guy as I get it. Okay, if Buffalo, which is the rumor that Buffalo has reached out to the Panthers about trading for him, if Buffalo was willing to trade a first-round pick for him, I feel like they can bite that bullet. But like John said, for a running back who's making a ton of money, who has injury concerns, I don't know if you'd want to part with a big-time first-round pick.